know why I come in like that all the time. You're probably gonna see it around. It's probably really, really weird, but don't like turn off because then you're gonna miss something really important. Okay, anyway, so welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. I'm so excited to be here. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Kyla, Dr. Kyla Lurie. Yes, they make me do that every single time. It's so weird. It's probably gonna be annoying too. But anyway, we're talking about real talk, about real-ish, and stuff that bothers you. Okay, really, it's just stuff that bothers me, and I'm sure that it bothers you. So let's talk about it, right? Like scams. How do you feel about scams? I hate scams. Don't you hate scams? Okay, yeah. So I hate that. Oh, hate is a really strong word. My mom told me not to use it. Not hate, I have a strong dislike for scams and foolishness and lies and the forgetful brain and scams. I said that because obviously it's happened to me more than once. Has it ever happened to you? So listen, here's the deal. I love us and I love people. I totally do. And I understand that life gets really difficult and it gets hard and sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I get that. But I just think it's weird how, did you ever think that criminals are like the smartest people on the world because they do things that ordinarily none of us would do, and they make money doing it, which I guess if they logically were doing it, they wouldn't be able to make money off of it. So I guess that's hence the part of scamming. That's a really good point right there. You should write it down. So you really have to consider what's the point of doing all of this stuff, like foolishness. Do you hate foolishness? Because I hate foolishness. I really want to know what your pet peeves are. I really want to know what flusters you and keeps you up late at night. Those are not the only things that ordinarily keep me up at night, but for the majority part of it, as I mentioned earlier, I like policy and I like procedure. And something that I see quite often in the business world, entrepreneur world, sometimes corporate America world, we just can't actually prove that it happens in corporate America as much as it happens in business, but it does. Trust me, I know. Don't ask me how. So anyway, it happens. What do you do as a business owner when you are accused of a scam? I hear we experience lots of chargebacks. I hear we experience lots of lies. I hear that we have clients that actually forget that we provided them with a service when they are actually aware that they have the service. In fact, I think there are some points where they have the package right next to them, but they're doing the chargeback at the same time. Does anybody else feel what I'm saying out here? Because it happens all the time. The problem is that we don't talk about it often. We get flustered as business owners and we don't say anything about it. We deal with it day in and day out and it drives us insane. So how do you minimize that? Well, I know you don't think that it's important for you to have contracts, but it is. Now, let me tell you something about contracts. You just can't Google them off of the internet and expect them to be fully protected for everything that you need. So I'm not saying you have to necessarily hire somebody, but you probably want to get somebody to look over it. A contract will help you avoid some of your scams. These are the little things in business that we don't think about. Just like when you're getting ready to have your people check out on business and there's this little bitty box that says, I agree to all these terms and conditions by clicking here. That box is super duper important, and I know you don't think it's important, but it's important because if for some reason you get scammed, you've got a source of protection. You know what else is a really good idea? Is to have some recaps via email. You know, when you're talking to your clients and your customers and you're saying, remember this, bing, I've got an idea. You probably should get some of that stuff in writing because it's important if you want to avoid being scammed. I know it's flustering as a business owner, but you have the responsibility to protect yourself. But here's the big kicker. You gotta make sure you're not scamming other people because you get what you put out there. I know, imagine that, right? Imagine. So sometimes things are happening to us as business owners and people in general simply because we put the energy out there. And so I caution and invite everybody to really consider and think about the things that you're doing. If life is happening to you and there's a lot of things that are happening to you, you've got to kind of reevaluate what's going on and why is it happening to me. Sometimes we're reaping a harvest of all the crap that we've done. I know you don't want to admit that, but it's true. I'm sorry, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Remember I told you I like to piss people off? Here's your first one. Sometimes some of y'all are just ain't crap. And that's cool. You don't have to tell me you're not crap. I know you ain't crap. Your friends know you ain't crap. The people around you know you ain't crap. You're not crap. And sometimes if you're not crap, you're gonna get ain't crap clients. For those of the rest of us that are not crap, we're just getting the raw end of the deal with people. And that sucks, which is why you really should protect yourself. Makes sense. So get some policies and some procedures, find you some contracts, get you a lawyer on retainer. And listen, lawyers cost a lot of money. So find one you can set up a monthly plan with, but not the one that dropped out because they're probably not gonna know all the stuff that you need. So you probably wanna save up a little bit of pocket change. That's cool. We'll talk about that at a later time. So what I'm saying is, what am I saying? I think I just said it. Listen, don't scam and don't get scammed. Be smart about your business. And just know that sometimes it just comes with the territory. But in the meantime, don't forget to like this video, share it, comment, give me your feedback, tell me your frustrations because I want to know what you're mad about because that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Thanks so much for tuning in. Talk to you soon.